Activity. Draw 23.5 degree north latitude. Similarly, draw 23.5 degree south latitude. Now with the help of globe, find out that both these latitudes pass through which countries. Write it in your notebook. Students, 23.5 degree north latitude passes through India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, China, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Mali, Mauritania, Western Sahara, Mexico. 23.5 degree south latitude passes through Mozambique, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Australia. GPS, Global Positioning System. With the help of Global Positioning System, we come to know the latitudinal and longitudinal location of any place through mobile phones and Google Earth. The latitudinal and longitudinal location of any place may be found with the help of mobiles which have internet access. Today, latitudes, longitudes can easily be understood with this. Major longitudes. First, Greenwich Mean Time (GMT) line. The 0 degree longitude which passes through Greenwich City of England is called Greenwich Line. Greenwich Line divides Earth into two equal parts from east to west, which is known as Eastern Hemisphere and Western Hemisphere. The longitudes up to 180 degree east of Greenwich Line are called Eastern longitudes, and the longitudes up to 180 degree west of Greenwich Line are called Western longitudes. Students, the 0 degree longitudinal line passing through Greenwich City, suburb of England, is called Greenwich Meridian. It divides the earth into two parts, that is east and west, which are respectively known as Eastern and Western Hemisphere. The Greenwich line or 0 degree longitude is also known as prime meridian. Area to the right of the 0 degree longitude up to 180 degree longitude is the Eastern Hemisphere, and the area to its left from 0 degree to 180 degree longitude is the Western Hemisphere. Second, International Date Line. 180 degree longitude is called International Date Line. It is just one longitude. The date and time changes when we cross this line. It passes through the Pacific Ocean. It is exactly not at 180 degree at some places. It is in zigzag form. The reason behind it is that if it is drawn straight, it will cross some islands or some countries, because of which two dates will mix up on the same island. In some places, while going to other side of an island, date may change, which will create confusion. To prevent this confusion, the line is deviated roughly. To avoid any confusion of date, this line is drawn through the sea and not the land. Students, the 180 degree longitude is known as International Date Line. The 180 degree longitude is only one longitude. One day and a date have to be added while crossing this line from east to west. Same way, one day and date have to be deducted while crossing this line from west to east. The day and date changes when this line is crossed. The International Date Line passes over the Pacific Ocean. There are some islands in this ocean. Some part of these islands lies to the east of 180 degree longitude and some to the west of it. If the International Date Line is drawn straight, it will pass over the land area of some of these islands. So an island will have 2 days and 2 dates on the same day. This will create confusion. So the International Date Line is diverted into the ocean, keeping the land area of the islands on one side. So this line is drawn zigzag. Tropics Zone. From the given figure 9.10, it becomes clear that Earth is divided in different parts on the basis of difference in temperature, light, heat and cold. These parts are called zones. Regions receiving more or less light and heat have been divided as follows. Zones: torrid zone, tropical zone, excessive heat; temperate zone, moderate heat and cold; Frigid zone, that is polar zone, excessive cold. Students, on the basis of temperature, light and heat or cold received during a year by the areas between latitudes on the earth, they can be divided into three divisions which are as follows. Torrid or tropical zone. The area between 23.5 degree north latitude to 23.5 degree south latitude is known as torrid zone. In this zone, sun rays fall vertically or directly throughout the year. So there is excess of light and heat in this zone round the year. Temperate zone. The areas between 23.5 degree latitude to 66.5 degree latitudes in both the hemispheres, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, it is called temperate zone. The sun rays over this area are not vertical but slanting, so the proportion of temperature and heat remains moderate in these areas. Frigid zone or polar zone. The area between 66.5 degree latitude and 90 degree latitude in both the hemispheres is known as the frigid zone. The sun rays in this area are highly slanted throughout the year. So the proportion of temperature and heat remains very low in this area, and the regions near poles do not get any sunshine during winter for certain days. So this area does not get any heat. Types of motions of the earth. Like other planets, there are two types of motions of earth also. First is rotation. As the top rotates on its axis, in the same way earth also rotates on its axis from west to east direction. This circular motion of earth is called daily motion. It is also called rotation. The earth completes a cycle of 1670 kilometers per hour on equator. It takes 24 hours to complete this cycle. This speed has played an important role in shaping the earth's orange shape. Students, like a top, the earth spins and completes one full circle on its imaginary axis on the equator at the speed of about 1670 kilometers per hour. This motion of the earth is called rotation. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one circle, that is one rotation, from west to east direction. This motion of the earth is also called daily motion. Revolution. The earth revolves around the sun as it rotates on its axis. It takes about 365 days for the earth to complete its revolution. We call this period as a year. An imaginary way to earth's rotation around the sun in the space has been determined, which is known as orbit. Along with this, the earth do not move in circular path, rather it moves in elliptical orbit. Distance between sun and earth is not same throughout the year. The earth rotates on its axis by making an angle of 23.5 degree on its axis and 66.5 degree along its orbit. Due to this movement of earth, the seasons occur and day and night are extended and shortened. Students, while moving on its axis, the earth also moves around the sun. This motion of the earth is called revolution. The earth takes 365 days and 6 hours, that is 1 year, to complete one circle around the sun. This motion of the earth is also called its annual motion. The earth revolves around the sun in a specific imaginary path. This path is known as Earth's orbit. The earth with its tilted axis revolves around the sun, making an angle of 66.5 degree with the orbit. Seasons and longer and shorter days and nights are caused because of this axial tilt. Day and night. Due to daily motion of the earth, day and night occur. As the earth is tilted and rotates on its own axis, the sun shines only on half of it and the other half is dark. If earth would not have rotated, then on one side only light would have been there, while on the other side it would have remained dark. But it isn't so. Thus, every part of earth experiences light from darkness and darkness from light in every 24 hours. Students, the earth is round. Only half of it gets sunlight and the other half remains in opposite direction. It is day on the area where the sunlight falls and is night in the opposite area. The earth rotates on its axis. So different areas come opposite to the sun one after another. The area which is in sunlight gradually goes into opposite direction of the sun. The area which is in the opposite direction of the sun gradually comes into sunlight. This way the day and night occur. Because of it, every part of earth experiences morning, afternoon and evening. As the earth is tilted on its axis, we find difference in the length of day and night. Sun rays fall directly on Tropic of Cancer on 21st June and on Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. Where the sun's rays fall directly and in the adjacent areas, the days are longer and the nights are shorter. Where the sun rays fall diagonally, the days are short and nights are long, while days and nights are of same length on 21st March and 23rd September. Students, the sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer on 21st June and on the Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. On 21st March and on 23rd September, the day and night are equal on the earth. Students, the earth revolves around the sun with the axis inclined at 23.5 degree. So the northern and the southern hemispheres remain inclined towards the sun alternately. The hemisphere which remains inclined towards the sun remains in sunlight for more time. The day is longer there and the night is shorter. The vertical or the direct sun rays fall on the Tropic of Cancer. The northern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun, so the day is longer there and the night is shorter. The day is shorter and the night is longer where the sun rays are slant or diagonal. The day is shorter and the night is longer over the Tropic of Capricorn. Thus, the earth revolves around the sun, keeping its axis inclined in the same direction, and this causes longer and shorter days and nights. Activity. See the figure 9.12 and write answers. Number 1. What will be the length of day and night on December 22? Students, you can see figure 9.12. It is clearly shown that on 22nd December there is shortest day. That means the night will be longer and the day will be shorter. Second question is, what is the speciality of March 21st and September 23rd? On March 21st and September 23rd, days and nights are similar. Seasons. As the earth is tilted on its axis, one by one, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere come in front of sun. The rays of sun fall straight on north or south of equator. Thus, there is difference in day and night. In the areas where sunshine is for longer time, they experience summer, whereas the areas the sunshine is for shorter time, they experiences winter. Season directly affects human life. Students, the earth revolves around the sun, keeping its axis in the same direction, so both the hemispheres face the sun alternately. The sun rays fall vertically or directly over that hemisphere which faces it. The vertical rays give more heat. Day is longer, so it is summer there. The sun rays are slant or diagonal over that hemisphere which is inclined in opposite direction. Slant or diagonal rays give less heat. Night is longer and the day is shorter there. So it is winter there. This way, when it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it is winter in southern hemisphere and vice versa. This way, the cycle of season continues on the earth. In short, we can say that in those days during which more atmospheric temperature is experienced on the earth, it is called summer, and on those days when less atmospheric temperature is experienced, that duration is called winter. So basically, we have two seasons, summer and winter. Activity. With the help of globe, find out which season will be there in following countries when it is summer in India. Let's solve this activity. America it will be spring. In Australia, it will be autumn. Sri Lanka, it will be monsoon. In England, it will be spring. In Bhutan, it will be spring. And in Brazil, it will be summer. Uttarayan. The direct rays of the sun begin to fall towards north of equator. Thus, northern solstice occurs on 22nd December. Sun enters Makar Rashi on 14th January, so it is called Makar Sankranti. Students, from 22nd December onwards, the direct sun rays start shifting from the Tropic of Capricorn towards north, that is, towards the equator, which is called Uttarayan. So, Uttarayan comes on 22nd December. Students, Uttarayan actually falls on 22nd December and not on 14 January. Usually, the sun enters the zodiac sign of Capricorn on 14th January, and so it is called Makar Sankranti. Dakshinayan. From 22nd June, the direct rays of the sun shift from Tropic of Cancer towards south of equator. It is called Dakshinayan. Students, from 22nd June, the sun rays gradually start falling vertically, shifting from Tropic of Cancer towards the equator in the south. This is called Dakshinayan, that is the movement of the sun towards the south. Equinox. Sun and the equator intersect each other twice in a year. This intersection is called equinox. During equinox, sun moves towards northern hemisphere. So from 22nd March, length of days increases and nights become short. On 21st June, longest day and shortest night is experienced in the northern hemisphere. As the sun moves towards southern hemisphere from 24th September, length of the days start increasing and nights become shorter. On 22nd December, days are longest and nights are shortest in southern hemisphere. During the year, on 21st March and 23rd September, sun rays fall straight on equator, because of which nights and days are equal. It is called equinoxes. Students, the sun's apparent orbit and the equator intersect each other twice in a year, that is, 2 times in a year. The day on which they intersect each other is known as equinox. During equinox, the sun shifts northwards in the northern hemisphere, so the length of the day increases in the northern hemisphere after 22nd March and nights become shorter. June 21st is the longest day and shortest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. With the sun shifting southwards, the day becomes longer and the night shorter in southern hemisphere. December 22 is the longest day and shortest night of the year in southern hemisphere. During the year, the sun rays fall vertically, that is directly over the equator, on 21st March and 23rd September. So day and night are equal on these days, which are called Vishuvdin or equinox. Leap year. Since 1 year of Earth is 365 days and 6 hours, but it is difficult to calculate 1/4 of the day, so we count year as having 365 days. In order to compensate, remaining 6 hours are added to the month of February every 4 years. That is, February has 29 days in place of 28 days. We call that year leap year. Activity. With the help of your teacher, learn the details about how the leap year is calculated. Students, a day is added in February every 4 years. When 29 days are counted instead of 28, that year is called a leap year. Students, 1 year of the earth consists of 365 days and 6 hours. 6 hours constitute as 1/4 part of a day. It is difficult to calculate 1/4 part of the day, so a year is calculated to be of 365 days. The remaining 6 hours of every 4 years are adjusted in the month of February by adding 1 day more, that is 29 days are calculated instead of 28 days. That is why February has 29 days in every 4 years. So that year is called leap year. Eclipse. We get light from sun and moon. Sun is self-illuminated and shines brightly while the moon is illuminated with the light of the sun. Illumined part is seen on earth on different days, an occasion when moon or the sun seem to be completely or partly disappearing because one of them is passing between the other and the earth. In such situation it is called eclipse. Solar eclipse. Moon is close to earth. It revolves around the earth. Sometimes while revolving it comes between sun and earth. At this time, as the shadow of moon constrains, sun is not visible. This event is called solar eclipse. As the moon is very small as compared to sun, it cannot cover whole sun. Thus, solar eclipse cannot be seen all over the world together. Solar eclipse occurs on no moon day, but this event doesn't take place on every no moon day. Students, the moon is a satellite of the earth. It revolves around the earth. It is also the nearest celestial body to the earth. While rotating, sometimes it comes in between the sun and the earth. At that time, the sun is not seen due to the obstruction of the moon. This phenomena is called solar eclipse. As the moon is much smaller than the sun, it cannot cover the sun completely. As a result, solar eclipse is not seen simultaneously all over the world. Lunar eclipse. Moon gets light from the sun. Thus, if the sun rays going towards moon are obstructed by the earth, then that part of the moon remains dark. In nutshell, that much part of the earth's shadow falls on the moon. This part is not visible to us, which is called lunar eclipse. Such event occurs on full moon night, but such events do not take place on every full moon night. Students, the moon gets light from the sun. When the earth comes in between the sun rays going towards the moon, the shadow of the earth falls on some part of the moon. That part of the moon is not seen by us, which is known as a lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse takes place only on the full moon night. Know this, solar eclipse occurs on no moon day but not on every no moon day. Lunar eclipse occurs on full moon night but not on every full moon night. Regarding both these subjects, gather more information from your teacher. Students, here we end our chapter 9, The Earth, Our Habitat. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for the latest updates.